As stormy weather descends on the beautiful backwoods of Sanford, North Carolina, the Sultans of Slop are primed and powered as the ultimate low-slung war wagons battle the clock while doing the high hop. Up next, we continue our 2021 coverage with rooster tail spraying action from the Tar Heel State. Welcome to the Riverside community of Sanford, North Carolina, where on this rainy day, Darryl Jones and a few dozen of his closest family and friends of mud racing have descended upon the Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex, Darryl's own backyard, to contend for the 2021 Fastest of the Fast title right here. The Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex, we're going to put them on the clock. Got some big-time horsepower, plenty of fans out here. It's raining, the track's a little bit sloppy, but again, all that horsepower and a few legends in the field as we get into action. We're going to show you some highlights first, though. Larry Corbiel driving his daughter's truck, Twisted Little Sister, driving for Nora Corbiel, who's taken about a 9-month hiatus out of the driver's seat, so we want to wish her well on that. But Larry, trying to start off strong, was not able to do so. Drivetrain problems right out of the gate. Not what he was looking for as he got into the pit. There you see some of the track crew picking up the pieces of Larry's broken fortune. So Larry set the pace, went a couple of feet. Chad Sexton came out next to raise the bar by going a couple of more feet. 48-foot run for Chad Sexton. More problems for the lacking sanity machine. He should have been right in this program. He will not be back, unfortunately. We'll see if Corbiel's able to get back into the field as we go back to live action. You see that Ford Ranger, that Chevy-powered Ford Ranger pulling up on the line out of Bristol, New Hampshire. Ben Elder driving Dad's Mistress. Awesome New England-based machine. Powering through the pit. But the clock's malfunction. It's all zeros. He does not post a time. It's something that happens in mud racing. These guys are well prepared for it. We'll see. He may come back here and make another pass in session one. In the meantime, Joel Newsom, second-generation driver, part of the Bad Habit racing team of his father. Now, second generation, producing this awesome, beautiful, bright red Chevy Colorado called Bad Decision out of Ortonville, Michigan. Flying through the pit, and once again, it's all zeros. So the track crew is going to have to go back and try to get that clock functioning again. This one, though, may be a heartbreaker because, as you can see right there, Newsom tore a drive shaft clean off the truck. See if he can get that repaired in time to make session two or not, but it's not the way he wanted to start things off, wasting a beautiful pass on no time. Got plenty more ahead, though. We'll see if we can get the clocks clean and come back for session number one.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Monsters Monthly. For up-to-date show, ticket info, and a wide selection of photo and video galleries, visit monstersmonthly.com. And by RPM Army, featuring action-packed content from around the web. Visit rpmarmy.com, your source for motorsports on the go.
Welcome back to Sanford, North Carolina for the Fastest of the Fast 2021. Right in Darryl Jones' backyard. Darryl himself keeping the track nice and groomed as he finishes up dragging the pole through the top end. We'll get back to action here in just a moment. A lot of people came out today to watch these guys contend for this 2021 title. We got a driver who made a pass already, back on the line with 640 cubic inches. The Chevy-powered Ford Ranger Ben Elder out of New Hampshire in Dad's Mistress. Let's see what he has. Second pass in session 1, trying to make up for a clock malfunction. And that has got to be disappointing. Ran such a good run in his first pass. Looks like the front wheel drive was not there as he came off the line. The rear tires were digging. Looks like the front just kind of rolled out into the mud. He was able to keep the front end up, which is good. Didn't bury himself. A solid piece of equipment, but unfortunately for him, that great run he laid down on his first pass was for naught. See if he comes back in session 2. He just ran a 6.108. Here you see the Newsom family trying to figure out whether or not they're going to pack up and head home or try to get a drive shaft back underneath of that Michigan-based Chevrolet. Bill Owen, unfiltered, rolling into stage. See what Owen's got for this field. One of the few rails running in this class. Big Ford horsepower in the back of this machine. Seemed to lose power almost immediately. No real grunt through the pit on that run. He'll be back. A lot of steam off top of the engine, a 5.9 flat. So we'll see if he can come back and lay down a faster run. That machine should be able to get right in this field in spite of being kind of low slung. Continuing on into session number 1. Here comes an awesome machine out of South Bend, Indiana, sponsored by South Bend Clutch. Mansell Washburn, the 4-cylinder diesel-powered Smokin' Reaper. This is a vehicle that should be right in this program. An awesome, awesome piece of equipment as the fans look on from under the tents on this rainy day here in Sanford, North Carolina. Let's see what Washburn has. Watch for the black smoke to come out. He'll be in the horsepower. Laying down a pass, puffing smoke out the chimney. 5.0 and change. That should stand for a little bit there. Mansell Washburn out of South Bend, Indiana, laying down a shot. Smokin' Reaper. Again, 4-cylinder diesel-powered mud racer. Up next, another Hoosier, this time in the pickup truck, Anthony Whiteman, an Ego Trip. Seen this truck run before out in Indianapolis, Indiana. He should be able to get the job done. Let's see if he can top that time. It's a 5.031 that he needs to beat right now, laid down by the vehicle that was just in front of him. See if he gets that same pull off to the left that the Reaper got. Got some hang time in the pits as he pulls off to the right-hand side. That was a good run. Did he beat the time? He did. 4.593 for Whiteman. Ego Trip looking good. As he heads off, we're going to take another look at that run. He got that little kick to the left, too. You'll see off the line, digging all 4 corners. Watch this little bit of hang time he gets, though, over the first hill, back into the second hole. Starting to pull off to the right-hand side. Came kind of close to the rail. Didn't wipe out the clocks, though, and he lays down a solid sub-5-second run. Up next, this wild-looking machine, full-body Chevy square body. This is the Animal. And he claws his way out of the pit. Not the run he was looking for. To be a 13.2 and change, so not what he was looking for at all. You got to hand it to him, though. He lost power right out of the gate, got back in the throttle, made a run out of it. Up next, though, the man who's right here at home, one of the wildest, if not the wildest in the sport of mud racing, from right here in Sanford, Darryl Jones. This is Scooby-Doo, and this truck has been on its top, it's been on its side, it's been backwards in the pit. See what he has. You see Kelvin Stevens sitting at the starting line watching the action from probably the muddiest seat in the house other than where Darryl Jones is sitting right now. But this awesome Ford Ranger should be able to get the job done. He's got the nitrous, he's got plenty of horsepower, he's got the suspension. This is a good machine. Can he get it down the track in the number one spot? Let's watch Darryl Jones go. Do not take your eyes off this one. Plenty of hang time, out of control in the shutdown area. Cut the left front tire down, but he put on a show. Told you not to take your eyes off of that one. He never disappoints, even if it's the only run he lays down today. These fans will remember it for years to come. Watch him again. Darryl Jones, he had a good launch off the starting line. Got into some ruts right there. It looks like kind of cross-rutted. Then when he countered, the thing started to turn in the air. It wiped out the clocks there at the end of the track. What a run by Darryl Jones. Scooby-Doo cut that left front tire down, drove off the track, so there's a good chance we will see this Ford Ranger back for session number 2 as they check it over. There you see Darryl in the blue shirt. He has to go back to grooming the track here in just a moment, so we'll see as the track crew checks on the clocks, working to get us back into action, but having a great time here in Sanford, North Carolina. Plenty of action still to go, and Darryl didn't get to lay down a time in session number 1, and neither did the man in the red driver's suit. That's Thomas Small, driver of the Dark Horse. They're going to settle this on foot. Jones trying to keep his cell phone in his pocket. Thomas Small got the better of those 2 times with a Marlboro hanging out of his mouth, so never know what you're going to see when you come out to watch the fastest of the fast. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
This Back Channel Productions program is brought to you in part by Crush This. For an inside look at the world of monster trucks, check out Crush This, available on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
We are just getting started here in Sanford, North Carolina as Darryl Jones tends to the track. We're going to take a look at our standings in the top 5 as of right now. Sitting in the number 1 spot is Anthony Whiteman with a 4.593, the only vehicle right now in the sub 5 second category. Then the Smoke and Reaper of Mansell Washburn and Bill Owen in unfiltered sit in the 5 second category. And it's Ben Elder and Dad's Mistress who made 2 passes. He had a great first pass, but unfortunately the clock malfunctioned. And then Tim McClanahan and the Animal at a 13.289. Now we show you some highlights from a little earlier in session number 1. Tim Warner out of Heath, Ohio, the only truck running tractor tires in this field, thought he was going to clear the pit. The belly flop cuts the power out from under. I'm not sure if the mag got wet or not. 216 feet. Not going to get him into the top of the field. He was okay, though, as he came to a sudden stop. A little disappointed. Then Mike Fair out of Elkhart, Indiana, a legend in mud racing, tried his hand. Something goes away on him, clearly. Took a hard right-hand turn right off the line, 59 feet. And believe me when I tell you, that car can clear this track with no problem. But this is when you find out who your real friends are. See who's going to walk out in the mud and fish you out. Some great staff and crew on hand here today. Here is another legend, another second-generation driver, DJ Curley, and Snoot pops an engine off the starting line. That's another one that should have cleared the pit, but 108 feet. And unfortunately, he will not be back. In too deep. Mark Olive out of Clayton, North Carolina, lives up to his name. A little problem right off the line. Then gets the truck going again, but he's already bogged down in the slop as he works to clear the end of this pit. Makes a good go of it, but does not clear it. Mark Olive at 208 feet. Now, back to live action. Here's the first of that second generation. This is Denny Curley and Rowdy Snoot. Another Mopar powered machine ready to hit the pit. We know this guy can get out the end. Looked like maybe a couple problems there in the middle, but a good run at a 5.648 for Curley as he does indeed clear the pit. Not the run I think he was looking for. They're going to go back and find a little more horsepower here before session number 2, but he'll be smiling all day long. At least have one car still in the action here. Get another look at it. You can see him when he comes off the line. He takes a left-hand turn, gets it straight again. It looks like he started to bog down right there and got back after it. Made a better run through the center third of the track, lifting the rear end up as he crosses the clocks. Not the run he was looking for, but again, you know he's going to go back, take a look at this thing, and get back in it for session number 2. He's going to come back faster now. Donnie Poland out of Front Royal, Virginia, in this beautiful Ford Ranger called Blown Glory. Wild, wild machine. Watch the butterflies turn black on the top of the hood. The hood is clean. That means that was a good run. 5.065 for Poland. The old Dominion driver making short work of that pit. That'll get him into the top 5 with that Ford Ranger. Awesome run, flying over the hills, blasted through the holes. We're not done yet, though, here in Sanford. Session number 2 is coming up next. We switch the order, so we'll be seeing Snoot coming right back to the line. Stay with us.
Looking for quality graphics? Look no further than Bradley Shaw Designs, specializing in graphic designs for banners, vinyl wraps, posters, promotional items, and more. For more info, check out BradleyShawDesigns.com.
The 2021 Fastest of the Fast coming at you right here on Back Channel Productions from Sanford, North Carolina, the Unlimited class, as we look at the top 5 going into session number 2. After session number 1, Anthony Whiteman still sits on top, the only driver in the sub 5 second category. Then it's Mansell Washburn, Donnie Poland, who you saw run before the break, Denny Curley and Rowdy Snoot, and Bill Owen rounding out the top 5. And you can see, to get into this field now, you have to be faster than a 5.9. So this is going to get more and more competitive, as it always does, as we continue to go. Here comes Denny Curley back to the line here in Sanford. Rowdy Snoot, the big Mopower machine from right down the road in Lexington, North Carolina. Let's watch the Dodge blast the pit. Start session 2. Showering down the camera stands with mud. Holy cow. Denny Curley, a 4.099. That's what he was looking for, and that will put him on top of the field. That was an awesome run by Curley. Fans getting a little muddy up here in the grandstands. But that was exactly what he was looking for. Let's get another look at it. Look at him keeping the thing straight as it was trying to get him off to the side, but he held it in there. Denny Curley, that big Hemi horsepower. Up next, Donnie Poland, Blowing Glory. You just saw him. Just repaired a drive shaft. Is this truck at 100%? Sounding good right there. What was the time? 5.244 for Blown Glory. Not quite what he was looking for. He had a 5.065 in session number 1. And look who's back on the line. Scooby-Doo, Darryl Jones, making his final pass of the day. You know he's going to try to make this one count now. Is he at 100% because he took the guardrail to the right front side of this truck? Running hard off to the right, over on the rail. Crew running down there right now. Now he did kill the engine, so he is still alive and well inside the cab, but they're going to check and make sure he's all right. Wow. I told you he was going to make it count. Just need to see if Darryl is indeed okay. You see what they think of this guy, how many people immediately jumped down in that mud pit to make sure he was okay. What a wild ride for Darryl Jones and Scooby-Doo. There's the thumbs up. Darryl is A-okay, and that's a good sign. We'll just wait for him to climb out. In fact, we're going to take another look at that run. Watch it. I'm not sure if he didn't have steering or what. But once the thing hooked to the right holder, Nucci's headed for the P-patch. Over on his top. All the way over. Very fortunate for him, he didn't land upside down in the mud. So he will be able to climb out of this thing. He's just got to make his exit out of the passenger side of the vehicle. The clock is still running. I don't know if that was a legal run or not, as he almost climbed out onto the fast track. And then you see some of the damage he did to the embankment. So we hear the applause. Darryl Jones is out of the vehicle. He's got a smile on his face. You know that adrenaline's pumping though. You saw that hand shaking a little bit. Now they got to try to figure out how to get this truck out of the pit. It's not the first time it's been in that position though. Darryl Jones' hat was nice and white when this day started. Now it's all muddy. As Scooby-Doo turns him on one more time here in Sanford, North Carolina. Go ahead and drag this vehicle out. He's got a cut right front tire, we know that, but I'm not sure what other damage there is. The motor is completely encased in mud. Darryl will probably hop in the side-by-side, take a ride back up to the other end of the track. So you got to get back to grooming this thing with the pole. Yes, exactly what he's doing. So out of the dog and back into the cat. We get ready to bring our next competitor to the line, and it's Anthony Whiteman, who has held the top spot for much of this event, but he just watched the man in front of him either catch a rut or lose his steering, so that's got to be going through his mind. Let's watch the Chevy go. Well, he was all over that pit, came all the way over to the left bank, 5.536. Not what he was looking for on that run. Almost a full second slower than his session 1 time. We'll get another look at it, though. So you can see him trying to make sure the clock's still functioning. That's what that track crew is doing there, waving his hand in front of the guardrail. Another look at it, though. Look how far over to the left he got. He was actually up against the bank, straightened it out. Good heads-up driving for Anthony Whiteman. So next competitor rolls out. It's the Diesel, the 4-cylinder Smokin' Reaper out of South Bend, Indiana, sponsored by South Bend Clutch. Let's watch him go as the black smoke comes out. I do believe they're starting to develop a low spot in this pit because they are all coming toward this left bank. A 5.201 there for Washburn. He ran a 5.031 in the first round, so again, not getting the faster run they're looking for. And now the legend comes to the line out of Elkhart, Indiana, Mike Fair in Edgar Wolf's Hot Wheels Mud Racer. This is a chassis that Fair built back in the early 1990s. This thing still has plenty of life in it. Hopefully they got their steering issue fixed. Let's see what he can do. Making a run, popping and cracking, and that, my friends, I believe was a timing issue, 7.062. And there you see Washburn probably happy that Fair didn't get out in front of him. As Mike Fair a little disappointed with his showing, came all the way out of Indiana, but he still laid down a run. He'll be happy on the way home. Storm in the pit when we come back. Session 2 continues. Stay with us. Of the fast, bringing out fans of all ages for a weekend of muddy action right here at Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex in Sanford, North Carolina. And I tell you that Darryl Jones never stops. The man never stops. He's been in the grooming tractor, in the excavator. He's been upside down into the guardrail in his own mud racer, and now Bill Owen goes back to the line in the rail unfiltered. Out of the state of Michigan, the Ford-powered machine ready to try to gain a little revenge here in Session 2. Super fast run through the pit. Bill Owen, let's see what the time was. Oh my, 4.019. He almost got himself in that 3-second range. He's closing in on it. He will take the top spot right now. That was a quick run for Bill Owen, just floating through that pit. The ruts he left are also going to be pretty straight too, so it's not going to do too much damage for the man behind him, but he had the pleasure on running on a groomed track right there. The engine appeared to be firing perfectly. Look at this thing floating through the pit, staying right up on top of the mud. Carrying the front end a little bit there at the end, Bill Owen. You can see the shutdown area is getting sloppier and sloppier, not only with the rain, but as they go through, they drag more of the mud out of the pit and onto the dry. It makes it harder to stop as they get down there. Up next, though, the team truck to Scooby-Doo did not run in session number 1. This is Billy Stevens driving Daphne, also out of Sanford, North Carolina. You thought Darryl was wild. Daphne's going to get wild right behind him. We'll see what Billy Stevens can do with this awesome Ford Ranger. A couple of big old nitrous tanks in the back of this thing plugged up to that engine. There you see him giving it just a little taste. Let's see what Daphne has for the track at Sanford. That right there is probably the most expensive fireworks show you're going to see on a racetrack. They try to put it out right there. Look at that. Track crew going to work with their bare hands. They do not want fire extinguisher chemicals on that engine. It'll eat them right up. Look at it pop. That is engine material coming out, my friends. See the embers actually landing in the mud. That was a big explosion on the starting line. I'm not sure what exactly went wrong there, but you can see Stevens disappointed. He's still smiling, though. He knows he put on a show. He didn't disappoint. We're going to take a listen to this one real quick, though. Listen to this thing pop. Couple of squirts as he purges the nitrous, and a go. That was just a sickening sound to hear come out of an engine, a very expensive engine at that, and a truck that really would have laid down a pass. Again, still spectacular, but all that beautiful flame, just dollar signs landing back down in the mud. Not the way he wanted to end up his weekend. We got one more competitor left to go, and it's another guy who came over from the fast track, Thomas Small, a fan favorite out of the state of Massachusetts, driving the Dark Horse. We didn't see him run in session number 1. This machine has plenty of power to get down the track. We'll see, though. He's got to keep that front end up. One of these low-slung war wagon machines off the fast track. He's got the cut tires in the rear. Thomas Small looks down the lane. Got to feel awfully claustrophobic at this point as the visor comes down. And he loses drive right there and just buries that thing up to the headers. Thomas Small in the Dark Horse giving him one last hurrah here at the fastest of the fast. Again, didn't disappoint, didn't get down the track as far as he wanted, but gave the fans a show, as he always does. I don't know how he can see what he's looking at, but we'll take another look at the run. He came off the line in good shape. I think he'd have had a shot at number 1. He was a very, very straight run. He was laying down. He moves over to the right-hand side of the pit. And again, I don't know if something got wet in there or what, but, well, he's not done. Look at this. That clock is only about 80 feet floor to where he's standing. Thomas Small, 56, and the rest of those numbers don't matter. Still got to the finish line in under a minute in spite of finishing on foot. Again, you never know what you're going to see when you come out to the fastest of the fast. Here in Sanford, North Carolina, as he makes his way back to his car, we take a look at our final standings here for the 2021 season. Bill Owen, an unfiltered, and Denny Curley both almost getting themselves down into the 3-second club there. Anthony Whiteman rounding out the 4-second bracket, and then it's Mansell Washburn and Donnie Poland. 5.031 and a 5.065. Round out our top 5er. Congratulations to all our top runners here. And we want to thank Darryl Jones and all the staff of the Lee County Mud Motorsports Complex for all their help this weekend. Hope to be back here next year. We will see you next time.